Okay, so back on the big site today. Big pile of clay is gone. We've sent that down to the other end. We've got Papa G on the one tractor and trailer. We've got Dan the man on the other one. He's just passed his driving test, so this is his maiden voyage on a tractor and trailer. So we'll see how he gets on. And we've got Matt on the digger and Big Dave is down the other end layering everything in. So we'll leave these guys to it. We'll go and have a look at the road that we're putting in. So the other stuff that we had was lumps of concrete and stuff that we'd brought back from other jobs or we got from here that we dug up. So we've crushed it. We've got some nice pile of finer stuff over there that we've crushed here. Some of this we've crushed, some of it we bought in because we didn't have enough material. And this is generally your 6F2 material. So this is what we're going to use as a base material either on site here or on the build up of the road. That bit there, basically we just need the pecker to come. The lumps are too big to go through the crusher and we need to get rid of some of the wire. So we'll get that pecked out when the little digger comes back from the job it's on, and then that can go through the crusher as well. So obviously we're clearing this site off now. We've still got a layer of clay we need to strip back, and then we can obviously get this leveled in, stoned through with the 6F2 base, and then basically this part of the site here that we're standing on now is effectively the second building that we've got within this plot. So we've got that one that we're on with, which is for a customer of ours. This one, we're retaining this building for our own use. Basically, we've got some big plans for Trent, which will come later in the year to you with, but we need a lot more storage here. So there'll be another big building to go here. We want to try and get on to everything now so that the guys can drop off the cladding works off that one, straight onto perhaps the steel work of this one, and then basically when we come to do the finishing touches, like all the tarmacking in the car park area between, it's all done in one fell swoop and we haven't got to go back in and disturb anything. We'll have a look at the road. Okay, so this is the new road that's going in. So that road there is the main road that was put in some years ago on the existing railway line. And then in order to service this industrial site we're putting in, basically we've got a new road to go in. So temporarily, so that we could get Trent up, open and operational, we put an access through Fowler and Gilbert's car park to come through to Trent Fasteners so you could still use Trent while we were waiting for all the permissions for the road. We've got them now, and basically at the far end there's a ditch which is the swale which takes all the surface water from everything that side basically down there into an attenuation pond in the very corner, and then basically buggers off over the road and down through the town and away it goes. So we had to get numerous applications passed, not just from a planning perspective for the road, but then you have to go through these section agreements with the council as well to connect to a main highway, so we've got all the paperwork for that. And then beyond that, obviously you've got all the drainage to sort out and the ecology side, because as that's an open top swale, effectively there is a value as a wildlife corridor as well, which we're now going to block off. So we'll be putting pipes through there to take all the drainage. And of course in this new road here, every plot or building that we do thereafter on the estate needs to be serviced by surface water drainage, poo drainage, all your electric. We're not putting gas in because don't think that's the way forward, and don't think we require it on anything that we've got on site here. And then obviously mains water. So basically, as you can see, the height difference between Trent's car park and between the existing ground level, which this has always been quite swampy down here, we've got to build it up, not just from a drainage perspective, but the land down here is too low. So we've got to build that land up, which some of the material from the railway line will be used for that. We've got a massive attenuation pond to dig in the corner, so again, we're quite lucky here. We've got a fair amount of clay, so when we come to dig the attenuation pond out, there'll be an immense amount of clay to come out of there, hopefully, and fill this corner of low-lying ground up. And that's exactly what we did with Trent really. When we stripped off the Fowler and Gilbert site and we took the high bits away, the clay from that we used then to bring round and build up on the underside of the stone and the hardcore on Trent's car park. So you can see, as you look down the bottom there's probably the best part of a metre or just over a metre of build up to the tarmac level. And the road construction is slightly different because there's two options when it comes to the road. There's building a road to an adoptable standard. Now that means that the council basically want you pay and build the road to a standard that the council sets, and then after you've done all that and you've spent all that money, the council say, well, give us the road and we'll look after it forever and a day now. However, I believe this is the only developer-funded industrial site in Shropshire. Everything else is sort of funded or partly funded by council. So we're doing this all on our own, and the council have said that they have got no interest in adopting any more commercial or industrial roads or estates going forward. So I'm wondering whether we need to go to the expense of building a road to an adoptable standard, because an adoptable standard basically means, not that we wouldn't do it right, because we would, but the spec is a lot higher, and I don't know whether we necessarily need to go to that expense, given that the council have already said they'll never adopt the road. So I'll leave that to Big Dave, that's up to him what we do there. But basically the construction of the road is, we've stripped all the topsoil and all the organic matter away, we've shifted that over that side. What clay we've got excavated from the other bits and bobs that we've had going on so far, we've brought in here and we've laid it in 6-inch layers, so 150mm of material as in clay. We've then rolled that in, or tracked it in with the machine first, then we've rolled it in, and basically we just kept going in them layers, building it up. So this, where we're stood now, is not a million miles away material wise of where it needs to be as a base before the hardcore comes on. Down there we've still got some building up to do. And then the construction of the road generally is from top of tarmac to underside of 6F2 subbase would be about 850mm. So it's a hell of a build up there. But of course the road is going to get hammered traffic wise, not just all your cars, your vans and everything else, but this is Arctics constantly running up and down, so we don't want any movement on the road. Eventually the tarmac will be pretty much the same height as the Trent Fasteners building, and that'll take us out level, which is what we want to go onto the main road, so there's not much of a drop as you come off. So yeah, size wise what we've got then is we've got roughly from the back of the curb, we've got about a metre or so of what will be grass or gravel or whatever it is to the boundary fence of Trent, so that'll be the black site fencing like we've got everywhere else. Then from that then we'll have a 1.2 pavement, roughly I think it's about a 5-metre carriageway, and then we've got a 1.2 pavement the other side. So this black tube that we've got here, and we've got another one down there, basically we've put them in, and what we're going to do is put a lighting pole in there, and basically that will be for Trent's car park lighting. And then off the side of the 1.2 pavement that we've got going in here, and I can't remember whether it's just one side, both sides, or staggered every other, will be the street lighting for the new road. All these have already got ducts, everything to it, which is all powered back to Trent, but the street lighting will have its own sort of circuit, and I don't know where Dave's connecting that, but that's the idea here. So basically I can't wait to get this road in now, because once it's in, like I say, we can shut that entrance off from the back of the Fowler and Gilbert car park, because at the minute any construction activity is going through there, so it's leaving the car park in a bit of a muddy mess because we've had a lot of rain again. But we can get that finished off, cleared up, and that's one job completely finished then and done. And then obviously we can start thinking about putting all them services in once the road is built to a certain stone height. So I'll leave it at that. We'll bring you on Thursday. We're going to have a look at the building that we're doing for a customer and see where we're up to on that. But if you like what you've seen, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers.